welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and as always, I have two very special guests for you tonight, two lovely ladies, Schanica Pickens, who's a beauty director, and Wendy Isaac, CEO of Le Coiffeur and Boss Lady International. She'll be with us for the next 30 minutes, so stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. Like I said, I have two lovely ladies in the house tonight. I've got Schanica and I've got Wendy. Beauty is all around tonight, so if you're into that, you're definitely going to enjoy this segment. So ladies, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
Well, it's great to have. I love to see females come together. I'm big on beauty. I'm a girly girl. I love makeup and glitter and anything all around beauty, so this is definitely in my wheelhouse. So before we actually dive into how you guys got together, I'm going to take each of you separately.
Okay.
Just give us a little bit of background. So who is Schanica Pickens?
So Schanica Pickens is actually a licensed master social worker by trade, born and raised in Far Rockaway, Queens. And I later in life decided that I wanted to tap into my creativity by means of, keeping the spirit of my mom alive, who 4 years ago passed away from breast cancer, who was a creator. And so, I had an epiphany that the thing that I should do is makeup. And so each and every time, I'm able to, facilitate that process of providing that service to individuals, it allows me to keep my mom near and dear, and at the same time create masterpieces that allow for women, men, children to look good and feel better.
I love it. And that's so true. That statement, and even including children, is so true because you see them all the time. Children are getting more involved in things that do require makeup, but it takes a good makeup artist to still apply makeup on a child and still keep them looking like a child.
Exactly.
Which is important. You got to maintain that part. So Wendy, your turn. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, actually, I'm Wendy Isaac. I grew up in the islands of St. Kitts. And I started my fashion career and modeling career and pageantry career at an early age, about eight.
Wow.
Where I had entered several pageants in the islands in the Caribbean and won them all. So definitely holding a lot of titles. And then I started my international modeling career at age 14. So been on the international scene, been to Milan, been to Paris, been to London, like doing a lot of international work. And then I actually, models, we do have a shelf life. But before my shelf life kind of expired, I started doing styling because I loved it, and that's my passion. I always knew how to sew at an early age. My grandmother and my great aunt taught me. So I was able to put a few pieces together and actually give my own statement piece. Never looked like the others, always wanted to be my own identity. So I was able to do that at a very young age too. So, and then I became a stylist in New York City and have been working towards that, and then just started to do my model management in editorial work, training, runway, and just launched the other brand. Because, I see a lot of young individuals that are aspiring models.
Yes.
And they're not taking the right steps. So how can I give them that knowledge that I have? To actually make sure they understand what are the steps to become a model and what it needs to happen to become a model, the work that needs to entail. So for me, it's just not a look, it's a lot of work behind of it.
Absolutely. Even getting walking training. And
Absolutely.
that's probably one of the biggest things. It's like everyone wants to model, but what kind of modeling are you looking to do?
Exactly.
Are you trying to do print? Are you trying to do runway? Are you trying to do editorial?
Fitness, commercial.
Fitness. And
there's
a whole gamut of it. Like for myself, I'm too short to do runway.
Exactly.
But I've done other different types of modeling where I fit really, really well. And the combination of makeup and styling are probably the two key elements.
Yes.
If you're ever going to, whenever anyone really starts to make it big, you get a makeup artist, you get a stylist.
Absolutely.
And hair.
Absolutely.
Which you can probably end up doing because some makeup artists, you better be good with a flip wand or a flat iron because that would be something quick that you could do.
Yes.
And oftentimes when we're on set, Wendy does hair. Wendy
have to
can
have
make
your
a
team.
dress out of grass. I tell her this all the time.
It's so funny because I did an event for somebody years ago, and it looked like just material.
Yeah.
And when she was done pinning it
Yes.
on me, I was like, "You made a dress."
Mm-hmm.
And she's
Yeah.
like, "And just walk, just go." And that was it. And it's pinned in the right places. And she was confident enough. You put a brooch. You put,
Yes.
and you would make it where I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, this is just. To me, it just seemed like a piece of cloth, but she saw a vision.
Yeah,
She saw
sometimes
something
we're on
else.
set and we don't have the proper, whether it's a hairpiece we're missing for that look, and we turn jewelry into the hairpiece.
Yes.
Or we make something up, we figure it out. So it's just about the creativity and seeing the vision of what you want to do for that shoot, and actually making sure that you have a concept in mind. So for me, a lot of people think, styling is actually just pulling some outfits, putting on clothes. It takes more than that, and you have to really know your audience, the person you're styling, know their body type, know their looks. Go down, even sometimes we come together like, is it a glam look, is it a natural look? What are we doing to enhance their beauty? Because we don't want to take away from their beauty.
Of course.
We want to enhance that person's beauty and make them feel comfortable,
Right.
because it's about when you're doing a change, you don't want to be drastic. You want to make sure it's evolving and they can evolve into that person that that alter ego
Right.
that we
Right.
created.
Right. That character.
Yeah, that
The
character.
character,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. So you want to make sure you're creating that character, because when I'm on set and I'm shooting my personal shoot, I'm wonderful. That's my character name. I'm doing that. So everybody will know what they want to do and who they want to be and how they want to feel. So myself and Schanica, we just take it in stages, and then a lot of clients, they will come back and say, I want a little bit more of this, I want a little bit more of that. Just give them bits and pieces until they have that comfort level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now with makeup,
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many different aspects to makeup, and of course, whether you're doing a wedding, you're doing a commercial shoot, consultations, I'm sure, are very important.
Absolutely.
What are some of the challenges that I'm sure, hairstylists go through this? You show them a picture, but that may not be the right look for you.
Right. Right.
And not everything with that heavy contouring, you may not need all that contouring. So there's
Absolutely.
certain things now, highlighting. I think I've seen so many terrible highlights. You
Absolutely.
look completely dewy and like you're glowing. You're beaming down the street. All I can
Yes.
see is just, oh my gosh, she's really highlighted
Yes,
right now.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about those
Some
challenges.
of those challenges.
Yeah.
So oftentimes, you have to consider your market, and you have professional makeup versus Instagram influencers, right? Which oftentimes be referred to as Insta glam. And so, working with models, of course, they're influenced by that culture. They come on set and they say, highlight me to the gods, or beat my face to
Beat
the
your
gods,
face.
right? And so while applying makeup, I also have to inform them by providing education and saying, this is not that type of shoot. This is an editorial shoot. This is a high fashion shoot. Sometimes it might even be urban wear. And you have to create looks in accordance to also what the creative director is looking for.
Absolutely.
So I may have a certain vision. I can look at your facial structure and I'll say, well, I can place the highlight there. I can place some eyeliner. I have to consider the color of your eyes. I have to consider the shape of your eyes, what type of eyelash application I'm going to give. And so some of the challenges is such that while I may have a vision, the creative director have a vision, but the talent or the subject themselves also have a vision. And having to effectively communicate and connect with that individual and gaining their trust as well. In the industry, I get many models who are, of course, darker than I am to say that folks don't know how to color match.
We'll hold that thought because I really want to focus on that segment. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So before we took the break, we left off about color matching, and even technically there's 3 different opinions of everyone when you're about to do a shoot. The person who's, in the shoot, the creative director, and of course the stylist as well gets to have a piece. And I'll never forget, somebody actually told me, you're just the hanger, basically. You don't want to take away, if I'm modeling a certain piece, remember, I may not be the focus of that. The outfit or whatever you are wearing is the focus. So don't try to outshine the outfit.
Absolutely.
Sometimes they want you to be as bland, and that's why it wasn't until I started doing it that, because you would see some makeup, you'd be like, or people on the runway, and you'd be like, what? Like, we know it's a little extra, it's a little out there. It could be very, very, especially like high couture things. You see those models, you don't understand why. But it's to really have them not take away from the focus piece, which is being on display.
And I think a lot of models miss that. Now when I'm backstage a lot, I hear, oh, I don't want to wear that designer's outfit. And to your point, yes, we're a hanger. Because we're supposed to sell that garment.
Yes.
We're not selling ourselves. And that's the big miss.
You have to remove yourself sometimes.
Yes, you have to sell that outfit, because I remember one time I was on a runway, and as soon as I came off, that outfit was sold. I didn't even get time to come out of the outfit. And that's every designer's dream. After you walk, they want all their products sold. And the industry now has changed it. It's about, oh, I have this walk. I'm going to walk this way. It's not about you. It's about the garment and the designer that you're selling the product to. And it's about what they tell you they want. So if they want a straight walk, you got to give them a straight walk. If they want something different, then you have to give them something different. It's not about you. And I think that's the huge, huge miss.
That's the
in
biggest
this
miss
market right now.
And I think a lot of people forget that I'm not saying that we're not important, but we're there to bring the designer's vision to life.
Absolutely.
So if you don't understand what the vision is, or you don't think you're the right fit for that, maybe that's why you didn't get it. And I've coached certain girls along the way, and it's not about beauty, or sometimes you get turned down for something. It's because you didn't fit their vision.
Absolutely.
And they could cast and go through 1,000 girls, and none of them may be the one that they're looking for.
Absolutely. Because you don't have that look for the outfit or their collection. And this is where we have to adapt. It's like we're actors. You want a particular look, we have to walk that particular way. If you want to have a particular garment, you have to be, there's different things that you have to adjust to. And I think that's one of the huge miss in this market, that they now try to identify themselves without even building a structure or even a backbone for who they are, and have that individuality even before hitting the runway.
Like, I remember I used to, when I was a part of an agency, I was listed as ethnically ambiguous, because they don't know what I am. Depending on how you straighten my hair, I could look one way. You add more kink to it, I could look another way.
But that's really good.
And it works for you, it work against you a little bit, but for the most part, 9 out of 10 times, it worked in my favor.
Exactly. And that's where you have to adapt. And even editorial work. You can't have one particular pose. You have to have several based on the outfit you're doing. Whether it's sophisticated, whether it's elegance, whether it's fun, whether it's dull, you have to bring that energy into the outfit that you're wearing for the designer. And that's so critical. A lot of times we're on set, and we teach, and we say, okay, no, that doesn't work. You're a little bit too stiff. That's not what that's not what the designer is looking for. So it's about making sure that you have the right model that can bring that designer outfit to life.
Absolutely.
And then when it comes to makeup, sometimes, we're on set, Wendy may say, well, I want you